Squatters, let's continue to document this history. First thing first, I want to thank everybody for watching my content. I'm so humbled, and I try by all means to read, engage, and respond to all the comments. If I didn't respond to you, it's not like I'm ignoring you. I might be intending to respond, maybe I never had time, maybe I was rushing to something and all of that, but I do appreciate all the engagements. I'm very proud of you, squatters, and I want us to continue with this engagement. There's something that is actually bothering me in South Africa, our country. We understand we have got parties, political parties like EFF, MKP, the ANC, the DA, Action SA, Patriotic Alliance, Gauteng, McKenzie, and all of that. He's a minister now, in the GNU, by the way, for that matter. So, I have been thinking about the land issue in South Africa. If you ask me now, do black people need the land? No, they don't need the land. Do black people want the land? Yes, they want the land. They don't need the land, they want the land. Black people in South Africa, they don't need the land, they want the land. After getting the land, they want to sell it, so they get money. They don't have any plan with the land. As much as we have got a huge gap of inequality, everything, we're making all of those excuses. I will explain why I'm saying black people, they don't need land. They just want the land so they can sell it, or they can leave it there lying around, grass growing, and, becoming a white horse of some sort. If we check now at Waterfall is a big, I don't know how many hectares of land there at Waterfall. That place was founded by the Meyer family. You can Google, get that information. Meyer family. It's currently owned by the Waterfall, I'll tell you now. Waterfall Institute, Islamic Institute, by the way. So they are actually managing that place, which was founded by the Meyer family. They used to call it Meyer Farm. So they own up to Woodmead there, if you know Joburg. That land is privately owned. It's privately owned by the Waterfall Islamic Institute. Right. So, us as black people, as much as we've got EFF, which was pushing for land expropriation without compensation, let's talk about this thing from a realistical point of view. South Africans, you want land, right? Number one, what do you want to do with land? Do you know how to plant cabbage? You do know agriculture. Are you willing to learn agriculture? Is your government willing to teach you agriculture? What do you want to do with that land? If they give you now hectares of land, what are you going to do? Do you have an interest in owning a big land? Do you have a dream of developing that particular land? Or you just want land? I don't know what influenza. Anyway, I will sound controversial, but I will explain, by the way, Uguti, how did I get to this? EFF is pushing for land expropriation without compensation. Right? Zimbabwe, 1980. they got independence. And they changed from Rhodesia to Zimbabwe. It was renamed. No longer Rhodesia, we are Zimbabwe. At some point, Robert Mugabe gave his people land, Zimbabwe. He chased all those white people away in Zimbabwe and gave his own people the land. What did they do? They left the land and came to South Africa to be cheap laborers. It sounds interesting, né? Why would you have land and leave your land and go to a foreign country and become a cheap laborer? Okay, let me leave Zimbabwe alone now. I'm coming back to South Africa. We are here. We are squandered here in Gauteng. We are packed like sardines. We are staying in squatter camps. We are like this, right? This province, Gauteng, we are all visitors here. Our grandfathers, our fathers, our great-grandfathers, they came here as laborers because there was gold in Gauteng. It was Johannesburg, by the way. They changed it into Gauteng because Gauteng means gold, where there's gold, the place of gold, the city of gold, as they call it. Sandton is the richest square mile in Africa. Sandton. It was also discovered back in those years. Fine. Where are we, Tina Butaki, as black people in South Africa? Where are we? If you are Xhosa, you are coming from Eastern Cape. If you are Zulu, you are coming from KwaZulu Natal. If you are Pedi, you are coming from Limpppo. If you are Tsonga, you are coming from Limpppo. If you are Venda, you are coming from Limpppo. Kanjalo. Right? What are we doing here? Why did we leave that land there? If you are coming from Eastern Cape, I know people who sold their grandfather's cows there in the Eastern Cape just for them to come and stay here and leave that farm abandoned. That farm is gathering dust. We left farms there. We are owning, black people own land there. Eastern Cape, Limpppo, KZN. It's a big land. Ingonyama Trust in KwaZulu Natal, by the way. In KwaZulu Natal, there's a big land. You just go to the chief and then they sign for you and you get the land for free. In Venda, in everywhere. Free State, there's enough land for black. You know what is the problem? We are packed here in Gauteng because of one reason. We don't want to create employment. We don't want to self-sustain ourselves. We are so used to typing CVs, looking for jobs. I'm looking for a job. Everyone is typing. Even today, I went to an internet hub there. I was sitting there looking at people moving around. Everyone is typing CV because it's January now. You are looking for a job. You don't think of creating a job. Black people, this is how they are. The only thing they can think of is looking for a job, being employed, getting a salary, and be subjected to. That is modern slavery. Why don't you want to create something of your own? Sell some fat cookies there, sell some veggies there. Black people, South Africans, they want jobs. Now, if you ask me, do they need land? They don't need land because they left hectares and hectares of land there in their homelands and they came to Joburg. But we are here to make a living, you know. As long as you are employed, you are earning that salary, then that's fine. We don't even invest the same salaries that we get. We don't even invest. How many people are able to save whatever the little they get? No. 80% of our lives is based on social life. Then the politicians, they see a gap there, then they penetrate there. They see a gap. Oh, black people are like this. Parties like EFF, okay, now we are going to save you. Vote for us. You are going to get land. Let me be honest with you, fellow South Africans. As your president calls you, you will never get the land. Because if you want the land back, whose land do you want? For free. Land expropriation without compensation is a dream. Abu Julius Malema, they are doomsayers. They will never realize that. Whose land do you want without compensation? It's a problem. It's a problem. Start developing that land there at your homelands first. At your home provinces, Eastern Cape, KwaZulu Natal, Limpppo, all of you go back and develop that place. Develop those farms, before you can impress us that, yeah, you are serious, you want land. No, you don't want land. I know people who have abandoned hectares and hectares, and they are here in Joburg, working and getting 5,000 per month. And they are fine with that, because when they get paid, they go to a Sheville, spend 1.5 or 2,000, and the rest they can pay rent nyana there and buy nyana there, some food nyana, then they are fine. Black people are fine. Let's not force them into something they don't understand. And people like Abu Julius Malema, they know very well that they are just capitalizing on people who are stranded, who don't understand exactly what they want. If you ask me now, people who need the land are white people. White people need land. Black people want the land. There's a difference. There's a difference between a need and a want. Black people want the land. They will never even try to develop a profit out of the land they get. As long as fence and then stay there, and then that's fine. How many black people have gardens in their houses, in their yards? Let's go to Soweto, let's go to Diepsloot, let's go to Tembis, let's go to Tsakane, let's go to Soshanguve, let's go everywhere. How many black people have got gardens? Just to have a small anyana garden, tomatoes there, anyanyis nyana there, spinach. How many people? So you want to tell me that people who have paved all their yards, the whole yard is paved, you can't plant anything, they want land. What do they want to do with land? Tell me, if you want land, tell me, what are you going to do? Can you do agriculture? Are you willing to learn? Is your government willing to teach you? Is your government willing to empower you? I don't think so. So let's be realistic here. We need to go back to our roots, to the basics. If you're from Eastern Cape, go back there and talk to your ancestors there. Let them guide you, what you can do, where to start. Because those people that we left there, that's our roots. That's where we have messed up. And now we are running around here in Joburg and say we want land. Which land? Whose land do you want? For free. For free. You want to do more squatter camps and more, cause chaos. Which land do you want? And what do you want to do with that land? The EFF says they want to nationalize the banks, the mines, and you know why I'm talking about the EFF. The EFF has got the most revolutionary policies, radical policies, but realistically, in practice, that's crazy. That's just unrealistic. It's not feasible. It's not, you can't put it in practice. How are you going to implement the land expropriation without compensation? It has failed. As ANC, the House Negroes, I don't mean to offend them, but I call them House Negroes because Tina, outside we are the field Negroes, and Bona, they are the House Negroes. They are taking care of the master's house. We are there in the field. And the House Negroes, when the master's house is burning, they have to get worried. And now they have to communicate with the field Negro. Hey, bro, the master's house is burning. What do we do? Let's put out the fire. Then the field Negro will say, I don't benefit anything. Just make a plan there. So the ANC tried with this policy of willing buyer, willing seller. It made white people richer because they bought the land from white people and they distributed it among themselves. Now corruption started now. Then those white people, because they knew how to save, how to use money, they got richer. They invested the money. Baba Puzama, whatever. They got drunk. They never know how to use that land still, Gafan. So where are we going as a country? Realistically, we don't need land as black people. We want land. Let us first think, what is it that we want to do with the land? Don't just bluff and say, oh, we want our land, our land. Go check the history there. Who came here first? That's the argument now, that if you want the land to be expropriated without compensation, now we're going to argue who came first here and who said who who took what. And white people, when they came here, when they took over, they documented, they registered, they created that office, the deeds office, so they can register that land. So 100 years to come, if you want the land back, they say, hey, I've got ownership, this is my land. It's going to be difficult. That's why the ANC introduced the willing buyer, willing seller and all of them, because they are bankrupt. They are politically bankrupt. They don't have a plan. It's a concern. Ask yourself, if you want land as a black person, why don't you develop that land there at your home province? Start there. Impress us there. Buy a calf, right? And the goats and sheep, and start farming there. We want to see you here from Joburg during December. You take a leaf and you go home. You don't take a leaf and drink alcohol the whole of December. You are the stapora there. You are drinking the whole bonus without even buying a sheep to start farming. Huh? You don't invest. And you want to claim, oh no, I want land. Whose land do you want? Because white people have invested here. They can't just leave their properties, everything, and go wherever you want them to go. They won't. It's a problem. We need to have some serious talk. You want land? Okay, fine. Whose land where do you want land? And what do you want to do? I'm telling you, they want land just to squat and so that they can... we don't have a plan. Let's be honest. I do garden. Me squatter campekas. It's next garden. We've got a small garden. We check it. Every day we check. We go check, say, water it and all of that. Because I understand the importance of agriculture. Agriculture is part of food security. Agriculture. How many black people do that in 2025? Go tell South Africans that they must have gardens. This one is crazy. Garden. I don't want to get dirty. They want their hands clean. Nice. But what are they eating? The very same tomato from the ground. It's common sense. So if even EFF, they know that they just want land. I don't want to, go further with EFF, because I know for the fact that they just want to own land so that they can be Mugabe, authoritative, and then want to control everything. And anyone who wants to work the land, they must pass through them. There are channels. If they don't like you, they're not going to give you the land. They want to just repossess. You can't repossess. You can't repossess. If someone came and built a house, then when you want to come 30 years later, you want to repossess, that's not possible. They're going to fight. And Donald Trump will jump and say, hey, what's happening there? As you know him, he always does that. So, if you think about, no, we want the land, go develop that land that we left there in Makaya, there in Limpppo, in Free State, in KZN, in Western Cape, Eastern Cape, all those provinces. That's where we belong. where you come from, your roots. Go back there and develop that land and come and prove to us that I want land. This is what I did with your hands. Let's not talk about you need to have millions. Yeah, I hear people say, hey, for you to plant a cabbage, you want million. Don't play with us. You are not serious. Black people, you are not serious with this land. You are not. You just want. But you don't have a plan. Let's start there. What do we want to do with the land? Then the rest, I'm super cool. Sorry if I offended you, but that's a sad reality. You want land or you need land. If you need land, what is it that you want? Tell us. Tell us. Including your government, the ANC government, this corrupt ANC cadres. They are busy with cadre deployment. They are arriving in Robben Island in yacht, and private jets and everything, because they are empty here. So socialism has run away from their common senses. Now they are left with only water in their head. They can't think. Then they continue to lie to the voters, to lie, blatantly lie. They lie. There's nothing that they will do for you. Nothing. Watch this space. They were busy with self-correction. We are. They've got good policies, by the way. ANC has got the very best policies, but practice their action. And action speaks louder than words. We are stuck now in this poverty because of the ANC government. It's a fact. And then if you can check, the only family that did not benefit from the ANC, it's the Mandela family. You talk about Thabo Mbeki, he benefited. Talk about Jacob Zuma, he benefited. You talk about Cyril Ramaphosa, he's still benefiting. The Mandela family is suffering there. Suffering. Shame, their grandfather only had 1 term. Then that was it. Then the comrades came now. Came digging now with their nails. So they've got nothing for us. And if we need land, tell me what is it that you want to do. And if you want land, it means land is not important. You want it. So I don't understand. Let's be realistic here. What do you want to do with the land? Black people, what do you want to do with the land? Thank you, Siyabonga Squatters. Thank you for watching. Once again, I've seen Uti. I have viewers in Lesotho. I have viewers in Swaziland. We're growing, and so I really appreciate, guys. I love you so much. I'm pro-African, Jumbo Africa. Thank you, Squatters.